Hey traders, Control the Trade here, doing a follow-up video to a video that's been very popular lately on my channel, which is using the Finviz Screener to identify high probability trades or high probability short squeeze setup. I'm going to do this one a little bit different since this has been on everyone's radar lately. It's kind of changed things in the short term. I don't want to go for anything obvious here, so we're going to do a little bit different of a scan. So if you go over to finviz.com, you can set up a free account. Right now I'm logged out, but so you might see some pop-up ads and things like that if you're using the free account. But it's still great. But it's still a great screener. So we'll click on Screener. And you have these options here, different tabs: descriptive, fundamental, technical, and all. All is definitely a good way to go, but right now I just need to make a few minor changes. So we're going to use the tabs that are right here. First, float short. Percentage of share here. Let's hover so you can see what that is. Float short, the amount of short selling transactions of a given stock. So we're looking for it's the percentage of shares that are shorted of the float, the amount of shares out there. So let's go with over 20% for this first one. I like to adjust it by volume. Now there's some names here that of course you're going to recognize because there's been a lot of attention on them. So like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to try to find some that haven't popped yet. What I'm going to do next is go to the technical tab. Here we're looking at the different moving averages. Generally speaking, a stock that is above the 50-day simple moving average is bullish. So we're trying to find things that are more in an uptrend, but at the same time haven't really broken out yet this year. So when we're at the technical tab, the first thing I'm going to go to performance. And let's go with year down. But we want something that's down, but is also trending up. So let's go to something that's above the 50-day. We're going to go to price above 50-day moving average. Okay, so now we're down to 2 pages. So now it becomes visual at this point. Okay, so these are in order by volume. And let's go ahead and click on the charts tab. Okay, so here's where it becomes visual. And you see a big gap here in this biotech. See if anything stands out to me real quick. Okay, Smile Direct right here. Smile Direct Club, SDC. Let's take a look at that. It's got a nice channel here, a nice uptrend. But recently it's had a couple spikes here and recently came back down, so that could be a good opportunity. It's breaking out to the top here. It's been going through this channel here, which usually you're building energy to break out. I want to bring this into Thinkorswim, take a closer look. It looks like we just hit an important moving average down here. I don't like this day right here, but I do like that we have a lot of support here. And you can see these channels are already drawn in by Finviz. So let's take a look at the chart. You can see we made a high here of 1608. We touched down on the 50-day moving average. You have a little gap right here I'm going to watch for, so that'd be a good place to set an alert. Maybe right above it, so you have time. Create alert. At or below 1140. And let's even set an alert for below the 50. And this is for intraday. This is for day trading. So what you would hope to see as a day trader is a spike down here to find support, and then you buy, and then maybe sell around the 50 if it spikes and then hits that. I could also see this being a good swing trade too. So this is definitely one to keep on the radar. So I'm not going to go too much into detail about Fibonacci retracements, but it's a good tool to use to get a broad view of the stock and see where some possible support levels will be, in addition to, say, moving averages and break up high and low candles. So it's just a nice additional kind of puzzle piece to have on the chart there, and to be aware of, because if other traders are looking at that or if algorithms are looking at that, you should be aware of those numbers as well. So a quick conclusion on SDC: if you're day trading this, the low of this candle here would be support, and of course the 50 period moving average, which is this red line here. If we start closing above the high of this candle, we should run up to this Fibonacci retracement here and maybe the top of this candle here. But if you're looking at a swing trade, I mean, this is still pretty bullish even though we've pulled back. You do have a slow uptrend with a lot of pullbacks. And also you want to watch for this gap as a reminder here, this gap right here, would be another area of support. Now I'm going to go ahead and create an alert near that area just to remind me to be aware in case it starts to sell off or flush down that area, that we could find some support and maybe a nice little trampoline bounce down in that area. Let's take a look at one more. Dave & Buster's PLAY was another one that looked good in the scan here. Looks like we're above all the major moving averages. We've been on a nice uptrend here. We've even broken above this trend line created by Finviz. So, and look how it touched down on that trend line as well. Definitely potential for a short squeeze on Dave & Buster's. You can see it's got a 25% short float. Let's take it into Thinkorswim and take a closer look. Okay, we're looking at the daily chart on PLAY, Dave & Buster's. You can see it's in a strong uptrend in the short term, even though I'm pretty sure it's in a long-term downtrend. So let's take a look further back, see if that's true. Yep, this is extremely bearish. I mean, look what happened here. We all know this is, I guess, around March, of course, where it fell off a cliff. And it's been grinding, though, challenging this candle here. This is the 200-week moving average curving down. We'll probably get rejected up here somewhere. But on a short squeeze, you never know what can happen. We could always have a gap up. And if we gap up, that'll be extremely bullish. And at the same time, we do have some nice support down here at the 20-week moving average. But let's take a look at a shorter term chart, because the point of this video is mostly for day trading and swing trading. So we're back on the daily chart here. We've made a high within the last 6 months at 38.12, and we have support down here at the 20. And this is a great candidate for a short squeeze. We just need a little bit more volume. It looks like the volume, but consolidation in a stock that's highly shorted is definitely a powerful thing. Let's take a look a little further back. Let's do a 1-year chart. Okay, this is helpful because we need to see where we're going to try to challenge. And we looked at this in the weekly chart. The high of this candle here is 42.37. That would be somewhere I'd want to set an alert, like right around there, to if it starts to climb up that candle. So let's take a look here, create an alert. Even this early, even at 41, I'd want to be buying sooner if I start to see it break out above the high on either of these candles here, 38.12 and about 37.99. So if we start going above 38, that's definitely bullish too. Create an alert at or above 38.05, even though we're at 37. So I could even set alerts earlier than that. I don't like this close here on Friday. That was a really weak close. Let's see, we closed at 36.79. The close was 36.79, and the low on the day before was 36.84. That's bearish in the short term. You don't want to close below the low of the previous day. So it wouldn't surprise me if this started to pull back a little bit towards the 20 and maybe consolidate again. As you can see, it's done here before, and then it keeps bouncing. It's really stayed well above the 50-period moving average, which again is bullish. So I would definitely want to set alerts down here, see if we can get a bounce off the 20, and then that would be a good entry point too. Create an alert at or below, let's say 35. Might even want to set it earlier than that. 35 is one of those psychological levels. Anything with the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Not all the time, but a lot of the times you'll get bounces right above those numbers. So after using our screener in Finviz, I think we have a couple good short squeeze opportunities here. Let's take one more look at our scan and just see if there's anything else that we notice. Okay, so looking back here, I mean, there's definitely good opportunities all over the board here if I really took a very close look at each one. But the point of this, is to just give a crash course here, kind of what I look for, and also see if we can eye things. A lot of this I've mentioned in previous videos is very visual. Here's one. I don't know anything about ODT, but that looks very strong. We should definitely take a look at that one. Let's see the rest of these. Let's look at ODT. ODT, we've got this nice juicy gap here. Amazing close on Friday. Even closed above this candle. I mean, this is really what you want to see for a bullish chart for a short squeeze. Plus, you have a 25% short float. Looks good. Let's take it into Thinkorswim. Wow, ODT. So we closed above the 200-day moving average. We're sloping up on the 20, the 50. We got above this high here, which was 24.94. I don't think did we close above that at all before this? Let's see. Nope. So closing above this candle is incredibly bullish. Of course, we could easily see a pullback down to the 200, if not lower. Kind of, again, how we hit the 20 here. Might pull back and consolidate more. But lately, with all these crazy short squeezes we're seeing, if this is on anyone's radar, we really could see it start to get bought up to fill the gap here, and maybe even more so than that. Of course, any biotech, you have to be really careful. At any moment, a biotech could flush 25% down, and you just have to be very careful with these. But this is this to me looks like a really great day trading stock, and I'll be taking a closer look at this and keeping an eye on this, setting my alerts. Looks like a great opportunity. I'm going to take a look even further back to see the historical chart on this, which can help. I'm interested to see what happens around 32, 33, kind of where this fills the gap, if it gets rejected or if it keeps going. So we'll keep an eye on this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you check out the other videos that I've done on identifying short squeezes. Please subscribe, and remember, don't let the trade control you.